right. We're going to make this one. This is not going to be an hour long. We have got to we got to knock this one out. We got baseball coming up, so let's do this. Why not? 3, 2, 1. Yo. What's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans? Oh my goodness. Welcome. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, I trust that you have. Shout out to Brimley, Cameron Gray, Mr. Marquise Visuals, Gold Chain for spring practice. No, not yet. Maybe. I've given that thought at the end of camp. I have. At the end of camp, who am I going to give the gold chain to? Who gets the spring camp gold chain? That is something we're probably going to look into for sure. Okay, like, share, subscribe. We got that part out of the way. Don't forget, if you're a Patreon subscriber this month, you're going to be eligible to win one of these former Arkansas player cards. I mean, we got them just for being a $4 donor. You get a shot at the Jason Peters. If you're $8, you get a shot at the Steve Little. And then if you're legendary status, right there, autographed, you have a shot at getting the autographed Treylon Burks card. That is not a game-worn jersey, by the way, in the card, but the autograph is legit. So there you go. 9 out of 10 on that. So you got to be a legendary status member to be eligible for that card. Shout out to the sponsors, Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company. They operate out of Central Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas. They offer same-day services, quality parts, and affordable outcomes. Give them a call today at 501-244-3667. Hundreds of 5-star reviews. It's about to get really damn hot outside, and maybe you want to cool off your garage because maybe you spend a little bit of time in there. Why not get it checked out, make sure it's sealed properly, all right? Maybe you want a new door or you need some work done on the – I don't know what that thing is that pulls the pulley system, whatever the hell that thing's called. Travis and the boys, they've got you covered. They've been long-time sponsors of this show. So please show them some support. And, of course, as always, make sure you're supporting local businesses. Also, the Odd Soul Craft Bar and Pizzeria, located on Emma Street in Springdale. Fantastic pies. Wonderful stuff on tap. IPAs, local IPAs. Great environment to catch a game. That's the Odd Soul Craft Bar Pizzeria on Emma Street right here in Springdale. By the way, what an event in my neighborhood today. We had quite the issue in my neighborhood. We had about 20 cop cars come down my road. It was crazy. I don't want to give away the last thing I want to do is give away my address, but it was nuts over here in Springdale. I'll just say that. We had someone was well, let's just say I think he's locked up, but he had a knife or something. The cops shot him, but I think he's in the hospital right now. But oh my gosh. Oh my, that was crazy. I was actually in the middle of a Marco Polo with my wife. Fantastic app, by the way. I was telling her what we're doing for dinner, and all of a sudden you just hear roo, 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 roo. It's nuts, y'all. It's crazy. All right, Ty, I haven't gotten my card yet. I DM'd you. Get back with me, Shahid. Get back with me. But I did. It was in the mail. Sometimes it does take a little bit to get to you. We've had a couple of people say it took about 2 weeks. So get back with me or hit me up in the DMs and we'll talk. Hey, Ty, greetings from Hawaii. Wow, still keeping up with the Hogs and all 3 sports. Go Hogs. That's right. What's up, Ty? Just moved from North Little Rock to Fayetteville. I need recommendations for good Mexican food around here. La Huerta. They're not sponsors, but I would take them on as sponsors. I only take on the best as sponsors. And I would, La Huerta, chef's kiss. There's a lot. Check out Springdale, by the way. Everyone hit that like button. That's right. Woo Pig Sue made it to the live for the first time. Bot Magnet says, Razorbacks #1. Thanks for all the spring updates. Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys haven't heard, it's pretty clear, and Patreon supporters know this. They've known this. Probably they were the first ones to find out about this, actually, in our Patreon, in the Patreon discussion channel page, whatever, Discord server. in Tusk Talk with Ty Discord. Remember, you got to be a paid member to see this stuff, but I posted the very first day of camp. Oh, look, Green's the starting quarterback. And Jacoby Criswell's not running with the twos. What is going on? What is going on? What is it about Jacoby Criswell that has him working with the back end of the depth chart? Now, I was there, and I swear I saw him working with the threes and maybe some fours trickled in. I've seen where some people are saying that Jacoby Criswell was working with the fours. That might have been the case. I was primarily with the wideouts, and you got to realize you have to pick your spots. You can't be everywhere. Again, these other channels, these other media outlets have a vast, a big, they've got a wide network there, right? They got a couple of them spanning the field, kind of watching. Not all of them do that. Some of the guys that work for the paper, they're just there for themselves. I'm always love it when Bob Holt shows up, but he wasn't there today. But Bob Holt, it's always good when he's there. Otis Kirk, Tom Murphy, and those guys. But some people have reported Criswell's working with the fours. I thought he was rotating in with the threes. It is so hard to keep up with some of that because they rotate out, and this has been a thing under Pittman since I've been doing this. Since I've been going to since I've been reporting on, even before I was able to go to practice, where they were kind of rotating guys in, but it certainly seems like Jacoby Criswell, one way or another, he's working with the back end of the depth chart. And it is surprising. I mean, there's no doubt. I figured by now, Jacoby Criswell, I thought I knew it was going to be full steam ahead with a quarterback battle because that's exactly what they're giving us. They're giving us a battle, or at least that was, I say that's what they are. That's what a lot of people believed was going to be the case, what the media was selling it as, what I was selling it as. I think it's going to be a battle. I don't know that it is. I think it's 100% Green's job. He's not worked with any other group than the ones. I think this is probably a product of Bobby Petrino went and got his guy from Boise State, who was familiar with him already, wasted no time, picked Taylon Green up out of the portal, and he's here now, and he's worked with the ones. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh, he's looked so fantastic. Oh, let me just sprinkle some sugar on there. Oh, let me sugarcoat it. I'm not doing that. Has he looked pretty good? Yeah. I mean, his throwing motion is still. I don't know if that's something Petrino's working with him on. I saw him throw it wasn't a comeback route. It was like it was a hitch. And hit the guy, threw the ball in front of the receiver. And I've seen him do this a couple of times. He throws the ball right in front of the receiver where the receiver's – it's just there. It's just there. The timing is good. But they're not full pads, okay? I've already had people accuse me of drinking Kool-Aid. I'm not. I'm telling you that, you got to let this thing play itself out. I can sit here and report to you, yeah, this guy looked good. This guy looked good. This guy looked good. No. Probably what's more important right now, more than anything, is who's running with who. And right now, in terms of ones, twos, and threes, right now, as far as a quarterback situation, I don't know if there is a battle. I don't know. We're 3 days in, and Green has not taken any snaps with any other group than the ones. Armstrong has looked really good. I have been impressed with him and Broden. And listen, I was there last spring. You guys know I was there every step of the way. I missed like 2 practices last spring. And I said in the beginning, I don't know, Tesla looks a little rusty. I don't know who the new receivers are standing out yet. And then you started to kind of buy in as spring camp went on. They looked better and better and better as spring camp went on. And then it was like, oh my, they're making plays, man. These receivers look really good. It's easy to do. Even when you're in full pads, it's easy to do when you're up against the same guy day in and day out, right? Like eventually, you're going to start to – and also, listen, sometimes you get these DBs too. They also have been there. They've been working with that same receiver, like in one-on-ones or 7-on-7 or 11-on-11s. They've worked with that same group. But I don't know. It seems like more times than not, the advantage always goes to the offense in those situations, which is why you always hear so much greatness about the offense in practice, in camp. That's why you always hear about it, because these tend to always favor the wideouts, the offense. And I don't know why. Quarterback's probably picking up on certain guys in the secondary, like their tendencies, whether or not they're biting or how they're reading the quarterback's eyes, whatever. I mean, this thing kind of goes on and evolves throughout camp. But for whatever reason, I don't know, I can't explain it, but it always seems to favor the offense. And that's why every spring we come out of this, every fall camp we come out of this. I don't know, guys, the offense looks special. I will say, though, again, going back to Armstrong, I was there every step of the way, and no, he did not stand out at all in the beginning. Not in the first couple of weeks, he didn't. I think he has looked the part since day one as far as this year. Been impressed with him. I really have. Armstrong, I don't know who to compare him to. I was trying to think, like, is there maybe a little touch of Greg Childs in there maybe, because he's pretty strong. And what I mean by that, for anyone who I don't know, maybe there's some of you that played defensive back or wide receiver in high school, or maybe, I don't know, you've just been around the game enough, there are just some receivers who are strong to the ball. Like they just – it's like they're committing violence upon the football as it's being thrown or hurled their way. They grab it out of the air and they just snatch it, and you could just they're just like they're ripped, man. They got the ball, and you're not gonna touch them. If they get a step on you, they're gonna take off, and he has that. Armstrong has that in practice. I see it, and he's just so physical with the catch. And then sometimes he can be light as a feather. He just has those attributes, and you understand a little bit why. He had a couple offers coming out of A&M Commerce, coming out of school before he transferred to Arkansas, and you understand why. I would like to see that, and I don't put what happened last year on really anybody except Danny Enos in the offensive line, and maybe KJ to a degree. And okay, yeah, and the receivers have their own, like, creating separation, not getting open. No one really. There's not. Where's the speed? Where was the speed? We just didn't get enough time to see it. We never got a chance to see it unfold. Not consistently, thanks to the offensive line. That's where all the issues started, guys. That's where it all started. That's why this what they're doing in camp right now is so important, with Sam Pittman continuously working with the offensive line. Still today, he was there. He was with them. I don't think he was even with I don't think I saw him on 7-on-7 or 1-on-1s. I don't think I saw him doing any of those workouts with the receivers or watching them. I don't think I saw him once. I could be wrong. Again, it's really easy to, your eyes, you're looking at other things on the field. Sometimes you're just not paying attention to Pittman. But so anyways, yeah, Armstrong, Broden, yeah, those guys. I will say to you, and again, the same thing can be said when we're talking about the positives. You got to do the same thing with the negatives. Don't look too much into it. I have seen Centennial drop a lot of balls. And you guys know, I'm a big Centennial guy. I think they line him up in the slot with the ones. I fully believe he's going to be a stud. He's going to be a stud. I think some of it was he was just kind of in his own head. And I think this was practice number 2, where I swear I saw him drop about 3 balls. Now, again, maybe I saw wrong, but I swear he dropped some passes, but that's going to happen, especially early in spring camp. Centennia, Armstrong, Broden, these guys, I think also, they've all had their ups and downs, whether it was spring or fall camp, but for the most part, Centennia's positives outweigh his negatives big time. And I just can't wait to watch these guys develop through camp, because there's a hell of a lot of development going on through spring camp, and then it goes into summer workouts, and then it goes into fall camp. So let me read your comments here. Scrolling up. Yeah, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. I think the decision on Green as QB1 means that Criswell will indeed transfer for his final season, thus getting Singleton ready for being backup, says Mark Douglas. I don't know. Criswell, I've seen Criswell camp day 2. He was dropping dimes. I mean, they were gorgeous throws. But there's so much more that goes on. What we don't see, right? What we don't see, there's so much, like, Pittman was talking about. Now they get this opportunity before camp to spend time with their players. There's probably stuff going on behind the scenes, like maybe Petrino has set these quarterbacks down. I wish they would let us talk to Petrino, but I get it. I understand why they don't. It'd just be nice if they did. It'd be okay if they did, but I'd like to know if Petrino maybe saw something in film where he was like, this guy's just not it. He's not going to cut it in my offense. That could be what's going on. Maybe Criswell, I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not going to toss any shade at anybody. Sometimes you just don't fit the system. And we know that this is we know Petrino and how he is. Hoping that number one ranking doesn't jinx us. Oh, Tim, you said it. You said it, Tim. I said, Unbiased Brim says, I said Singleton would win or challenge very closely for the number one spot. Yeah, I listen, I mean, he was a 4-star dual threat quarterback out of high school. I mean, he was highly praised. This was somebody that, they wanted, and he was recruited by, he had several offers out of high school, big time offers. So, yeah. Oh, shout out, by the way, we got a new running back coach Colby Smith has taken the job. He has accepted. Yeah. So Colby Smith, welcome. I did not even get a chance. I don't even know what the guy looks like. If you go to the profile on Razorbacks.com, it's just that grotesque forward-facing hog. So I don't even know what the guy looks like. I know they posted it as we were at practice, actually, is when the notification went out, or at least when I saw it. Maybe it went out before camp. But, yeah. What other observations here? There's not as much movement as far as wideouts are concerned. I'm not seeing a lot of guys like last year. It was just this rotating door. You had so many. It looked like they had so many options at wide receiver last year, and I think that was the case. I still believe the talent level, the overall ceiling in the wide receiver room is still somewhat small. I don't think it's a real wide window or a tall ceiling. Sorry. Has will be all SEC, says RQ56. Has looked great. I don't know. I've reported on this already, but has just looked the part, man. I mean, he's got – I don't know. I don't know who to compare him to. He's not a Hunter Henry because he's not tall enough to be a Hunter Henry. He is a very talented tight end. I'll just say that, and he has looked really good. In fact, I've got footage of him. You can go watch. It's on one of my YouTube shorts. Baseball team is elite. This could be the year, says Honcho. Yeah. I mean, you never know. Ledbetter's who you're talking about. Bot Magnet. Oh. All right. Shahid says, pump the brakes, Ty. We were saying the exact same thing. Yeah, no, Shahid, what do you mean pump the brakes? I already told y'all just hold on. We got to take it all with a grain of salt. I don't put all my eggs in one basket, especially in spring camp. I don't do it. You're never going to see me do that. You're never going to see me, not at least provide you with what I'm seeing and then also giving you, like, the heads-up caution, okay? Like, there are good things that happen in camp that are worth noting and reporting and talking about, and then there's just things that people get, they take it way too far. They say he's very athletic, but doesn't look it. Oh, talking about has. Yeah. He does with his hair like I do with mine. I just don't even touch it. He's such a ball player, though. I love it. Ty, I no longer look like a Wolverine, bro. Are you talking about me or you? Stirring the Kool-Aid? Maybe that's what I'm doing a little bit. I don't know. Like, you can't help but see, like, all the new faces. It's always fun, right? It's always good. Another observation that I have typed out and written out. Jackson, the transfer running back from Utah, he's also looked very explosive. If I had one thing that has stood out to me, it's at times, and I'm sure this is something because we're in spring camp. I mean, we're pretty far away removed from the last time the guy touched the football in live action, right? He runs a little upright. I mean, I'm not going to lie. He runs a little upright, and I'm like, man, you got to get that shoulder pad down a little bit. And it's not like we're talking about a 5'9", 190-pound running back here. But, yeah, Jackson's, I don't know. It's something that I've noticed now twice. He runs a little high, but sometimes he does. It's not that he doesn't always. Sometimes he kind of gets a little bit lower down. I have someone forwarded me some numbers here that I don't keep up with the numbers. I'm not going to lie to you. I try, and it's really challenging because they move so damn fast. 7-on-7 numbers. KJ Jackson went 1 for 2. Malachi Singleton 1 for 3. Jacoby Criswell, I have here 0 for 4. Taylon Green 2 for 5 for 29 yards and a touchdown, although he did have one pass nearly picked off. I don't have the player's name, but I saw it was almost taken right out of the air. Green is very confident in his arm. I will tell you that. Davion Dozier in 7-on-7 had 2 grabs for I don't know how many yards. Centennial had a couple of grabs. Dominic Johnson also caught the ball out of the backfield. I'm pretty sure that was coming out of a wheel route, but I could be wrong on that. Might have been a dump-off throw. We also have – I've got some 11-on-11 stuff here somewhere. Marquise Gums. That's another guy that's getting more and more involved in camp. Luke has had at least one grab. I don't know. I think it was 10-plus yards. Davion Dozier today. Dozier's another guy. I don't know if we're talking enough about 5 grabs, 55 yards. And I also have here written that Criswell may have been with the 2s, so I don't know. Again, that's this is where having I need to rub some more elbows and make sure people are. I'm talking to folks and dotting my I's and whatnot. Criswell on 11-on-11, I have here that he went 3 of 4 for 25 yards. And KJ Jackson apparently was 5 of 12 for just over 100 yards. So, again, these are just kind of, these are not to be taken seriously. I take them lightly. It's a reason why I don't try too hard to get all the numbers because they're let's be real, they're kind of bullshit. And I thought I had CJ Brown. I thought I had C.J. Brown with some action today. C.J. Brown is another guy that's had some moments. Did someone ask about Ledbetter? Because I have here that Ledbetter did complete 1 pass for 15 yards. He was 1 for 1. Yeah. So take it all with a grain of salt, right? I mean, You observe when you're at practice as best you can, and sometimes what I like to do is I just like to focus on one group because I'm just one guy. I spent a lot of time with the offensive line on when was that? Was that Thursday or Friday? Practice number 2 that was made available for the media. I watched that, and then today spent a lot of time with the receivers. I'd love to make my way over to the tight ends, but they had us on the left side field, so the tight ends were way down on the far right end part of the south end zone of the practice field. So, if I left to go watch the tight ends, I couldn't watch the receivers, so I had to stick it out with the wideouts. But I may try to track my way over there. I know you guys keep asking about defense. It is on my list. I promise it is. But I've been paying mostly attention to the offense. So the final thing I'll say about this supposed quarterback battle, I don't know right now. The evidence would suggest that we don't have one. I mean, at some point you would assume they're going to rotate out some other guys. You're going to see Malachi Singleton maybe work with the ones a little bit, or maybe we see Jacoby Criswell. I don't know. I have no idea because I've never got to see Bobby Petrino, when he was a head coach here. Never got to see him actually watch his practices. I went to some scrimmages, you bet your ass, and those were a lot of fun. One of the red-white scrimmages, I think they had 40-something thousand people show up. I think it was his first one, and I was there. I didn't miss a single one of his open scrimmages that were available to the public. And I think it was kind of like what it was before, where you just had the one. I can't remember that far back, but you had one per spring, every spring camp. You had just the one red-white scrimmage. So. Yeah, I know the baseball game's about to start, and I know it usually starts about a few minutes after the time that it's listed, so we got a few more minutes here. Or even if it starts, you know what? Big deal. I promise you can keep up with the stats pretty easily. Hang on. I want to pull up the calendar here really quick for you guys, let you know. So tomorrow they have Pro Day, and Okay, whatever that is. Let me pull it up. Tomorrow we have pro day. If it'll pull up for me. Okay, here we go. Yeah, pro day. Then we have practice number 5 on Thursday at 8:25 a.m. Now, what I'll probably do, and we get Pittman that morning too, at 10:35. What I'll probably do is I won't go live on Thursday. I'll more than likely go live on Friday. It's just kind of up in the air. So the week of the 17th through the 23rd, I don't know if I'm going to spit out any content or much content. I may just throw some more of the media or some more of the practice highlights up because that's spring break. My wife took the whole week off. Obviously, my girls are going to be home. So we're going to spend that whole week. It's maybe a little bit of family time, maybe a little more Helldivers 2 time. I don't know. It's nice to just have a little week off there, especially with, we've been all in on basketball. But so we're going to probably I'm sure I'll go live. I'm sure we'll have something where I'll go live. But then we're back at it on the 26th. That's going to be practice 6. And then the 28th, we got practice 7. The first, now I don't know if this is open. I'm assuming this is open to the public. On the 30th, they have here practice 8 at 9 a.m. There's no interviews. I don't see another interview on here, as a matter of fact. They may play that by ear. I don't know. I don't know why there's not an interview posted. Anyways, so I'm assuming the 30th at 9 a.m. I don't know how many of you are going to get up at 8 or however far you got to drive to the stadium. I don't know that anybody's going to get up to go. I mean, I'll be there, but I don't know if any of you guys. But I think that might be open to the public. Don't quote me on that. And then they're going to do it again on April 6th. That'll be practice number 11. That's going to be a little bit more doable for folks, 10:25 a.m. And then the following weekend, their final practice will be the spring game, which is technically practice number 15. But that's at noon in Fayetteville on the 13th. I'm going to be at all of these. Right now it looks like I'm going to be eligible. I should be good to go on every one of these. So I'm looking forward to it. If you guys go, let me know. Let me know, dog. That's all I'm saying. Y'all hear my chair? It sounds like I'm farting. Offensively, I expect 2 tight end sets often this year. I have not. It might be. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. They are taking snaps under center. They are working on those. First pitch coming up for your number 1 Razorbacks. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate that. They better not sleep on Oral Roberts. Yeah, Oral Roberts is usually pretty good. We do have our predictions up. It's too late for baseball, but we have basketball. If you're in our Discord, make sure you go take that. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. Bot, take care, fam. All right. See you, bro. I appreciate, though, those of you who stuck around. I appreciate you a lot. When it comes to Razorback sports, no Kool-Aid is the best, says Bumbles Bounce. Such a positive outlook. I will be back again. I'm pretty sure what is today? Yeah, we'll do the post game, and I'll probably be back on Friday. Maybe this is Arkansas's last game. What does this mean for the future? This game is actually pretty big. This Vanderbilt game is actually pretty big because I should say it could potentially be big. It could potentially be big because of the implications and what could happen if Musselman doesn't come back. If there's no extension, do they advance? Do they advance the SEC tournament? Do they catch fire in the SEC tournament? They have played a better brand of ball lately. Or does Stackhouse and Vanderbilt get the better of Musselman again? Or whatever. It's going to be fascinating to watch. I may try another call-in show. The last one I did, we had 2 callers. So I don't know. If you guys want to call in, let me know. Tag me in Discord, wherever. If you want me to do a call-in show, if I get enough people that want that, then I'll probably do it. But got to have callers for a call-in show. So, yeah. Regardless, I'll be here for the post-game. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's been a crazy year for basketball, but baseball's full on. Spring football's full on. It's like Christmas for me. Christmas come early, and then when it's over, it really sucks. So, anyways. All right. Let me just – oh, there that goes. Okay. All right. That's going to do it. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the sponsors, Patreon supporters. I appreciate all you guys, and I will see you – I'll see you later on or tomorrow, actually. Take care. Oh.
Cerveza Cristal.
Son of
Cerveza Cristal.
Did it again. It did it again. Roll the names.